Title: My fiancé said to me, David, before our wedding, I absolutely need to spend a weekend with my ex. I want to feel desirable one last time. I calmly stood up, kissed her on the forehead, and said, Sure, honey, have fun. Start: David, before our wedding, I absolutely need to spend a weekend with my ex. I want to feel desirable one last time. I remember how the words landed, soft and deliberate, like a blade wrapped in silk. I stood up slowly, kissed her forehead, and said, Sure, honey, have fun. She smiled, radiant and unaware, then ran off to pack. That was the moment I realized she underestimated me, completely. We'd been together for 4 years. 4 years of smiles, late-night talks, promises whispered in bed. I'd thought I knew her heart, her fears, her ambitions, her little quirks that made her laugh. Every anniversary, every shared dream, every seemingly spontaneous gift, it all felt real. I had invested myself fully, believed in a shared future. And yet, all that trust, all that vulnerability, had been a stage for her duplicity. I first noticed it months ago. Little things, a quick text deleted when I walked in, sudden excuses to leave my side at parties, subtle hints of irritation when I mentioned us. I told myself I was imagining it. But then came the night I stumbled across her phone. One message stood out: I miss us, maybe one last time before I move on. That was the crack, the split second of ice that ran through me and hardened into something colder. I didn't confront her, not yet. The pain would have been wasted on tears or screaming. No, I waited. I observed. Every routine became a data point. Every friend a potential witness. I documented everything. Receipts, GPS locations, bank transfers. Every lie she had told me about work trips and girls' nights out. By the time she mentioned her weekend with her ex, I had a dossier ready. Quiet, precise, unassailable. The planning began the moment she left. I let her go, watched her pack with her usual confidence. She thought I was oblivious, that I would wait pathetically for her return. But I wasn't waiting. I was setting the stage. I coordinated with her circle subtly, planting seeds of truth disguised as concern. Every post, every social media slip, I was there to record, to corroborate, to catch. When she returned, I was ready. The first stage was small, a dinner with her family, where casual stories I had overheard painted her in a subtly unfavorable light. They didn't judge her immediately, but doubt was seated. Stage 2, the big reveal, required patience. I had compiled every message, every photo, every indiscretion. Every one carefully cataloged, time-stamped, undeniable. I called her into the living room. Her eyes flicked with nervous anticipation, perhaps sensing a change in my tone. I didn't shout. I didn't cry. I simply placed the folder on the coffee table and said, I think you owe yourself the truth. Her smile faltered. Confusion rippled across her face. She opened it. And then the room shifted. She tried to laugh it off first. It's not, David, wait, it's not what you think. Up my hand. Do me a favor, read it all, every single detail. Then tell me it's not what you think. Her ex's messages, the photos, the clandestine meetings, everything. She froze, blinked, her perfect composure cracking. The arrogance that had fueled her smile when she left for that weekend had evaporated, replaced with panic, guilt, and disbelief. I didn't need to speak again. Her face, red and tear-streaked, said more than words ever could. She realized the extent of her miscalculations. She had believed she could manipulate me, control the narrative. She had thought she could have her last thrill and return unscathed. But she had returned to a trap of her own making. Stage 3, empowerment. I took back control not with rage, but with calm authority. I informed her quietly that I was leaving her, filing for annulment immediately. I made sure her social circle knew. Her reputation, carefully curated over years, now fractured. No yelling, no public spectacle, just undeniable truth, carried with surgical precision. And then the payoff, the satisfying part that no one else could see but me. The quiet satisfaction of walking through our apartment, now empty of her lies, breathing freely. The peace that comes from justice executed methodically. Not chaos, not vengeance born of emotion. Control, power, clarity. I poured myself a glass of whiskey and sat in the silence she had left behind. I thought of her running off to pack, smiling, blind to what awaited her. That memory brought a cold smile to my lips. I had planned this long before she even said the words. Every betrayal she committed, every lie she spun, had been returned tenfold. Not with violence, not with cruelty, but with precision, patience, and inevitability. Some might call it obsession. I call it clarity. She underestimated me, and that was her fatal mistake. I loved deeply, yes, but I also watched. And when the time came, I acted. Justice isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, controlled, devastating. I am free now. She is exposed, humiliated, powerless. And I am whole, stronger, smarter, silent, but victorious. Her weekend with her ex became the catalyst, not the thrill she sought. And I, the man she thought she could deceive, became her reckoning. I take a slow sip of whiskey. I smile. I survived. She did not. And that is enough.